I'm starting to think the wrecking cars on purpose, #lame, are literally profiting off of jacking with cops. They are literally profiting off of wrecking stuff and doing dangerous things. What if one of these YouTubers was stupid enough to make an insurance claim? Whew. What's up, people? So today I want to go with the secrets of YouTube for automotive YouTubers. And also, the reason that sparked this conversation from me today is frankly because a lot of the fans and people are writing me, and it's starting to become cliche how much other YouTube channels wreck cars on purpose, acting like they're not, for views. Which is funny to me because it's obvious that it's bad theater and these idiots are just doing this for views, even though so many people haven't realized that. And right now, and I don't want to name the channels because I don't want to beat up on them, because it's the Wild West here on YouTube, right? And everybody chooses to go down a different path. But the nature of this conversation, I want to bring into what we see out there going on in the automotive YouTube world. Who's like wrecking cars on purpose, acting like they're not, who's jacking with the cops, doing all this stuff for views and why, but also relating that intelligently to the nature of YouTube, the algorithm, and what I see with this channel in terms of views. So, most recently, yesterday, I got an Instagram story message from a friend of mine who goes, I'm starting to think they're wrecking cars on purpose, #lame. And to my reply was, of course, starting to think? Well, it's something that's starting to bother people and car people are the YouTubers that are trashing stuff on purpose. You know, there's another YouTuber really big right now. I kind of like the channel because he's into super off-road stuff, super monster trucks. You guys know who he is. And I'm being really nice. Don't want to, not trying to pinpoint or take any pop shots. And the one thing I saw this guy do that it was actually pretty cool is put on extra amount of monster truck tires on his truck and drive it through like the ocean or a channelway, because it will in fact float. And that of course went all around the internet, was the most amazing thing ever. It was super cool. Even though me being old enough to remember Bigfoot did that in the 80s, and it just so happens that we've forgotten that that's been done because now it's the internet age, so we got to refresh. So I'm not taking anything away. Brilliant on his part to get views. But that particular YouTuber, as well as now others in the exotic car world, are really getting known for just doing dumb crap. Donuts like, oops, I wrecked my Lamborghini, when it's really obvious that they just let it go off the road into a tire barrier or something. Oops, my G-Wagon, oh, I wrecked. And this is where it gets fascinating. One, yeah, the YouTube algorithm favors it, which I want to come into. So that's what they're doing. But the question goes, when does the algorithm realize the general populace is getting tired of the bad theater of these automotive YouTubers, and that the lowest common denominator in people's interest in seeing bad things happen will start hurting them? Maybe never. Maybe never. Maybe that's what it'll be, and they will plateau at the lowest common denominator, which actually is pretty high. You can make a lot of money off of YouTube just by doing dumb stuff. But if your YouTube career ends, and this is good information for young people wanting to YouTube and other things, if your YouTube career ends, or you want to do other thing in business, or represent maybe some sponsors and such, I don't think being known for just the lowest common denominator is going to behoove your career as well as other things could. Just as an example, if I'm not mistaken, and I think this was said on the channel, is that when Ed Bolian on VinWiki did the story about buying the Lamborghini Gallardo from a woman who apparently ended up finding out was a prostitute, that story alone was allegedly enough to make Ford not want to sell him a new Ford GT. That's the story we heard. So if that's the case, it does matter for your normal daily life. Of course, Ed has an awesome thing going on, a really good guy and channel. But one thing I came to think of today for these automotive YouTubers that are on a regular basis speeding, jacking with the cops, doing dangerous crap, or wrecking cars on purpose, or like getting views from wrecking cars, or like letting bad things happen because it'll be good on views. What's your insurance company gonna do or think of that? And how does that work? Let's say you wreck a car. What if one of these YouTubers was stupid enough to make an insurance claim? Whew. All I can say is I don't want none of that. On this channel, of course, I enjoy interesting and quick cars, and we'll do some sporty things here and there, but I can tell you and promise you this, I will not be wrecking any of my stuff or putting myself or any other people in harm's way just to get views, or ever for that matter, because I think it's stupid. I don't want to live like that, and that's not it. So anybody watching, you can generally tell if there's a car or racing or something going on with me, we're going to be safe, okay? There's a way to have fun and be silly, but not be idiots. So it's really a fascinating aspect, and something else that I've wondered are, for the YouTubers that frankly are literally profiting off of jacking with cops, like putting out videos of doing these smarmy things. Well, I don't know, officer, I don't know what they're doing. You can't do that. You profiling me. You know, crap like that to cops. When is that going to become illegal? When is that going to annoy government officials, elected people, and law enforcement to where they start changing the laws? Because it's annoying me and the public and car people. Because these YouTubers are literally profiting off of jacking with cops. They are literally profiting off of wrecking stuff and doing dangerous things. Now, of course, YouTube has what they call their community guidelines. And if you don't get a strike or nicked, then YouTube's going to let it fly, because YouTube doesn't care. YouTube just wants to keep people on the channel. So if our culture changes and suddenly it's okay to do terrible things, well, then YouTube's going to show it. No offense to YouTube, but YouTube is a product of what the algorithm is. And the algorithm just shows you what the general populace wants and sees. And on that note, I'll tell you this. So when I do a channel, it has a title, and it has tags, which you can't see, and it has a description and possible links. And the other thing is, YouTube knows every word that is coming out of my mouth right now. That's how there can be automatic subtitles. So if there's automatic subtitles, the YouTube algorithm can read everything you said and then decide what to do with you, which is a tremendous amount of power. I mean, that is an untold, unfathomable amount of power. And I can tell you this, in the tags, in experimenting for the last year and a half, I found that if you have a couple of similar videos out there, but in your tags you use words like idiots, wreck, drift, top speed, cheapest, fastest, broken, like negative things, the videos do better. They do. And there's ways, there's actual programs out there, and I stopped using this because I think it just makes you like everybody else and it's crap, and I just kind of want to be myself and get somewhere on my own merit. Hopefully that works. But there's programs out there that can like deep dive and find out what everybody's tags are on every single video and every single views, so that if you put a video out there, you can try to tag on and hope that the algorithm will tag your video with somebody else's up and coming star shooting video. And I don't think that really works that great. And it's sort of like not sporting or noble, but it exists. So people will play and jack with the tags to find the ones that work well to try to beat the algorithm to get their video out there. And then, you know, people will comment on this video. It's like, Casey, that was an amazing video. That's the best content I've seen. How on earth do you not have 2 million subscribers? Well, it's because I've done enough variety of videos or whatnot that the algorithm's like not paying attention. It doesn't care. So, and I say that because that's why it's so insanely hard to start as a YouTuber with no subscribers and nothing. If you have nothing, it's almost unfathomably hard to get any views or get your stuff shared to where it'll see it or the algorithm will pick you up. And that's why it requires so much grit and determination to stick through with YouTube for years to make something work. You know, there are a few people that, okay, something could go viral and they'll get bigger overnight, but if they don't have content and they can't keep producing, what's their future? So I hear these things from young people, but the truth is with YouTube, it still takes a lot of intelligence and a heck of a lot of hard work. And I'm making this video because we see automotive YouTubers wrecking crap on purpose, jacking with the cops, just doing stuff like that, you know, maybe is fun for a while and maybe has its value, but after a while, they're just playing the lowest common denominator of the algorithm to do it, and it's working. And I don't have something to say that's positive or negative about it. I'm only just bringing up the fact that this, in fact, exists. And the part where I don't like these negative things going on in the automotive community on YouTube is because it will have repercussions in real life, in the real world. If people keep jacking with cops just to get views, guess what? There's going to be some laws coming, or at least the police and government, people that may decide your fate won't like you as much. Think about it. You know what I mean? And if you keep jacking with cars and wrecking on cars, I mean, I don't think insurance is gonna like that. I don't think anybody's gonna like that. Like, there's repercussions to this sort of behavior. Just as an example, obviously I enjoy cars. I enjoy a lot of things that other people like. I'm a kind of typical Midwest American guy. I've got hobbies. Hobbies that sometimes relate to the dreaded combustion tubes that have a thing to put on your shoulder or an ability to make it strike a target, of which I'm afraid to even say the word on YouTube, even in a constructive manner about those things. So we can't talk about it. But there's other YouTubers in the past, or even now, that relate to the automotive world that are doing stuff with that. And like, I know they're selling views, but the amount of edge and where they're going, it'll be fascinating to see what happens. So I bring this back to, I think as a social media automotive community, it's important for us to talk about this and look about that our future doesn't just exist on views. If you guys want to keep playing this game of wrecking stuff, going faster, doing crazier stuff, jacking with law enforcement, etc., I can tell you that if you extrapolate the extreme game, you're going to either end up on the moon because you got bored with cars and finally did something bigger and bigger and bigger and got there. You're going to end up hurt or dead or washed up or in jail. Like, there's certain games that cannot be extrapolated all the way. And maybe that's the thing we have here. Or maybe this is just perfectly acceptable in the confined area of a YouTube channel for people to do those things that people enjoy and promote. But those things still have to happen in real life with real people. So it's fascinating to think about, isn't it? Anyway, guys, so I wanted to do this today as food for thought. Obviously, you got the King Zero here we're building. Awesome V12 supercar, coach built. Other neat things that I hope bring some entertainment from yours truly being a ridiculous person in the fishbowl that is the internet here. So hopefully I don't go mad and continue to build cars that I think you guys will enjoy and learn something with. But think about it, for any people out there wanting to start a YouTube channel, it takes an insane and massive amount of work and dedication to it for months and years to get anywhere. And an insane amount of work before you ever see the remotest amount of return, slightest bit of traction. So if that doesn't work for you, then don't go thinking that this is all easy. Just saying, because when I do this video, I still have to edit, I still have to get it out, I still have to interact with people, so I have many hours worth of work just to make an easy video to put out there for people to see and interact with them, and that's time that I can't be working with my hands building something. So just keep that in mind, but I hope as an automotive YouTube community that we can still make good choices, because we do have a bit of a responsibility of being a public figure, a potential role model, etc. And I would really like to have a great future as a YouTuber, but in general, as automotive enthusiasts in public, in America, and the world. So let's all think about this a little bit. Anyway, guys, build coming up in the next video. See you guys next time.